this doesn't explain why Kalavatov's clothing also showed contamination unless he was similarly exposed. Okay, so that's what kind of throws that out the door, because it wasn't just him, it was the other guy that had the radiation too, on his clothing. So you had two people who had nuclear radiation that was coming off of their clothes, which also brings us back to the UFO thing and, things of that nature. Or maybe a military experiment that they had stumbled into. It could have been anything. That's what's so mysterious about this situation. The plot thickens when you look into this stuff. So, one of the most prominent theories is that the hikers may have stumbled onto a site or of covert Soviet military testing. Now, that could be a site such as radioactive weapons or parachute mines. Now, radioactive weapons I could understand, but those whole parachute mines, my ears itching. This whole parachute mines, if it was parachute mines, it would have to be something that had radiation coming off of it, in my opinion. That's just my take on it. This could explain both the radiation and the glowing orbs, like I said before. Some also suggest that the contaminated clothes might have come from materials reused or repurposed from industrial or military sites, and that isn't uncommon, or it wasn't uncommon in the Soviet Union. They have found cases where clothing that was used on these sites were actually repurposed and given out to people, you know what I mean? So I also wanted to make a note of the area around Dyatlov Pass. It's not known for significant natural radiation sources. But some have speculated that localized radiation deposits could exist. But this theory lacks strong geological evidence. There's absolutely no evidence that shows that there's any significant natural radiation sources in the area. The discovery of radiation led to a heightened scrutiny on the incident. Okay, some theorists argue that this detail points to state secrecy and military involvement, especially given the Soviet Union's reluctance to fully disclose the information. Now, it also raises suspicions that the government may have been involved in a cover-up. And I could see them wanting to cover this up, especially after the radiation was detected, because it did cause a problem. They have footage of the burial ceremonies, and when these people were actually put to rest, the turnout was amazing. A lot of Soviets showed up for this. This was something that was very serious to them, and a lot of people took it serious. Just put it to you that way. When they made the plaque, they set it up, and a lot of people still make pilgrimages to the site in memorial to these people's death. So this isn't just, something bad that had happened. There's a lot of people who still believe that these people were wrong, and they actually make regular pilgrimages to this place. Just so you know that still does take place today. Now, in 2019, the Russian government did reopen the case. They focused on natural explanations. The official conclusion in 2020 attributed the incident to an avalanche and poor visibility during the hiker's escape. While this explanation addresses some aspects of the mystery, it has yet satisfied all the researchers or the public. And to me, I agree. I had this conversation, or I had a conversation with Jaffe on Mind's Roundtable, and it's true. This is probably never going to be solved, but it's still something that's worth a good conversation. What's your thoughts on this? What's my thoughts on this? It does, bring up questions, and it's just a good thing to have a conversation about, and to, what do you get from the whole story in the first place? What's so strange about it? It doesn't really. It really doesn't have to be solved. It just brings questions up in the individual, and it's something that people can actually have a conversation about. And that's one thing that I really do enjoy about this stuff. I do feel for the people who died in this situation, and I'm not saying that something like this is something that you should really get off on or nothing, because people did die from it, but it's a mystery. It's something that's worth looking at, and then telling yourself, look, man, weird stuff happens all the time. They're still talking about, Jack the Ripper. What happened with him? Who was the killer? There have been people that have been investigating that since the day it started, and they're still investigating it today. And that's what it's about. It's about trying to solve something, So it's like I said, if you guys have anything that you want to add to this, you can add it in the comment sections of this video. I will always answer you back, as long as it's not, anything that's out of place. Don't be a dick, you know what I mean? Be respectful. And if you have your feedback on what you think took place there, or if you have any questions concerning it, put them in the comment section. I love having conversations in the comment sections. I really do. I enjoy that more than I do the likes and subscribes and all that stuff. I would just love to have a good conversation. If you've ever noticed in the chat sections, I always have conversations when I'm on other people's shows. I love getting on the chat sections and just chatting away. So don't ever think you can't have a conversation with me, guys, because I love them. So with that being said, I guess I've covered this pretty good, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to test this audio to make sure that everything came out the way it was supposed to too. I'm just really glad that I was able to actually do this tonight. This has been a crazy week. I hope you guys did enjoy this. I'm kind of off guard right now. I have to get back into the routine and get everything back up. My whole week has just been, it's been interesting. Trying to get everything back and organized is something else. It's only 3 days that it's happened, but it still feels like it's like a year. Not even a year. I'd say about a month. Like everything's been off for a month. So One thing that I've been getting a lot of is comments concerning the old content that was on here that was all about ghost sightings and everything, and the video clips. We also had some UFO sightings and things of that nature. It's been a while since I've mentioned it to anybody, but I was making it a point to let everybody know that you can still find those videos if you search on Odyssey. We still have all of them on there, or most of them. As John pointed out, we haven't had we weren't able to put all of them on there without them getting flagged and taken off there. So some of the actual footage isn't there, but for most part you can go there and check it out and get a lot of it. Now I'm not streaming on Odyssey anymore because I'm basically wanting to keep the wonderful world of weirdness independent of everything that is minds.com, and most of the people who support minds.com usually endorses Odyssey. Now Odyssey was pretty cool a while back because you could sync the YouTube channels up and it could actually post the videos that you had on YouTube to Odyssey, but they stopped doing that. So I went ahead and decided to do that, to not do the wonderful world of weirdness streams on Odyssey, because it's first of all not really very productive for me. I went in and started doing the streams on there. I got one supporter in the last 12 months, so I'm not seeing much for any kind of support when it comes to Odyssey, and I'm wondering how many people actually use the platform. So I've got a lot of other platforms that I have been working with, which is bringing me to the second part that I wanted to bring up, and it's the other platforms that we're available on. Right now I am also streaming on Kick. I'm also streaming on Rumble as well as X. So you guys can check us out on X at RogLOL1973. That's at ROGLOL1973. You can also check the Wonderful World of Weirdness out on Rumble as the Wonderful World of Weirdness. And besides that, we are on Kick on my channel there, which is Roger_Hanson. Then, of course, we have YouTube, which has been the original and the first stream for the Wonderful World of Weirdness. And I just also want to bring it up to everybody that I know that the format has changed quite a bit when it comes to what it used to be. I really wish that I could have that format from before, but that caused a lot of issues for John, as well as it caused a lot of issues for me when I was taking over when it comes to these short videos. Now, I know a few other people who do UFO sightings and stuff like that, but that's usually their content, okay? A lot of the content that was put on this channel was content that was picked up from other people. And Creative Commons has a stipulation in YouTube where when you do that, you have to alter the video in some way. You have to talk on it and make narrations and stuff of that nature. Now, that would have been great if it would have been done in the beginning, but it became an issue after we had the insane amount of videos.